G'day, Callum Gus. This is some footage from a recent trip to the United Arab Emirates. I had a business trip there. I thought as a good jet lag buster, I'd hire a bike. It's about 17 hours flying from Auckland to Dubai. Arrived at 5 AM, so what better way to beat the jet lag than to hire a bike. Hired a Harley Davidson Blackline and rode from Dubai up to the Jebel Jais mountain. It's about 160 Ks from Dubai to the top. It was about 370 Ks return by the time it included some navigational mistakes and a bit of fun along the way. It was blimmin' hot. It was a lot of good fun. I hope you find it interesting. There's a fair bit of footage. The audio's not too good. I apologise for that. At the end I'll include some thoughts and insights on some of the challenges that I had, some things that I'd do differently. I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, give us a like and maybe subscribe. That'd be helpful. See if we can add some subscribers. Anyway, onto the video. Thanks. Bye for now. Is it all right?
Very nice, yes.
You happy?
Yes.
Jay's out of Dubai, and she's stopping for some water and ready to also stop for some sunscreen, which I think is probably needed. There's a fair bit of sun out there, and some of you on the ears. They didn't get organised enough at the time to do that, so we'll do that now. There we go. Some camels over here, so might just use this as a little water stop. There's a bike over there. Hello camels. Had a bit of sand here. Nice to see you. We're not exactly in the wild because there's a fence between us. Another camel. Well, I heard you guys were around, but you're the first ones I've seen. Well, I'm going to get back to the bike and get some water because it is flipping hot. is amazing, amazing road, but friggin' hot. Forced to drink the water. It seems that everything's closed up here, so I was going to drink the rest of it. Mountain road, and I have to say it went on it a lot longer than I imagined, so it's quite a hike. Fortunately not a lot of traffic. Hi again. Some insights into the trip. First of all, it was hot. I knew it'd be hot. I could see from the temperatures before I went over there that it was going to be blooming hot. You know, mid to late 30s. I think it was 37 degrees and humidity of about 80% or thereabouts. Nothing kind of prepares you for that, even though you know it's going to be hot. It was blooming hot. I had the climb Carlsbad gear on with the venting open and not much on underneath, but it was like being in an oven, especially when it stopped. So that was pretty full on, I have to say. I was about done by the end of the day. Second thing, which was interesting, I think, was the amount of water that I took. I wish I took heaps more. I think I had about 1.5 litres, but it was nowhere near as much. Before I went, I had a Camelback ready, and I was going to take it. I thought I'll take that. I'll have it filled with 2 litres on the back. I can sip away. At the last moment, I thought, oh, that's just complete overkill, so I didn't take it. I wish I took it now, because if I had 2 litres on my back, I would have been able to sip away rather than having to stop and cook each time you stopped. So that would have been really great. So another time, I'd definitely take a Camelback. Navigation, had a bit of fun there. Programmed it in to begin with. Apple Maps didn't seem to work in the UAE. I don't know if that was just me. We programmed in the directions on Google Maps from Dubai to the top of the Jebel Jais mountain. It did show the direction, but then it didn't show turn by turn, so it just showed sort of where you're sitting on the map, and it kept on timing out. So that was quite tricky, dealing with the Dubai traffic, which is pretty crazy, and trying to work out where you were going. It also meant that I couldn't really use it to find fuel in the way that I'd want to. Interestingly, on the way back, when I programmed in the motorcycle place for the way back, it worked perfectly, and it was just great for directions. I wish I'd sussed it out on the way out, as that would have made things quite a bit easier. I wouldn't have missed as many turns, and it would have been all good. Finding fuel, another point, that was a little bit tricky. For some reason, I thought I knew it would be a little bit tricky, but it was harder than I imagined. I did think, I'm on these sort of motorways, and it should be fairly easy to find a fuel station. I was within about 40 k's of the turn off to the Jebel Jais mountain, and there was no fuel station observable. I got to the corner, I started going towards the mountain, and I realised actually there's not going to be any fuel here, so I better go and find some. Really helpful local. I managed to get down from a digger, and he helped to sort of point out that there's a fuel station in a nearby town. That proved to be quite hard to find, but I did find in the end, with a little bit more help, managed to get some fuel there, which was great. I couldn't buy any water there, which was a little bit funny, but it was just, I think the fuel station might have been between owners, and the convenience store part wasn't open. So they actually had water in the fridge, but I couldn't buy it because they weren't selling anything from the convenience store. So anyway, that was fine. I had enough water, kind of. And at the top of the Jebel Jais mountain, there's another local chap who actually offered me a bottle of water, but the top had been cracked. So I kept that as a bit of a backup, but just a little bit sketchy in case that was out of the tap and just cooled down. Can get a little bit of a dodgy tummy, so I didn't want to take any chances. But sure enough, if I had have run really low on water, I definitely would have drunk that. Final observation would be the Harley Davidson Blackline. It was the first time I'd ridden a Harley Davidson. I was really keen to ride one, to sort of check out different bikes. It was a brilliant machine. I really enjoyed it. I think it's about 1600 cc's or thereabouts. It's quite a low, small and compact Harley Davidson. So in terms of me, I'm 6'4" and a bit. It wasn't big, but I found it pretty comfortable. The arms were fine, no lower back pain, knee bend was fine. All those things that can sort of trick you out on a long ride, no issues with that. I found it quite interesting with sort of the feet forward position. It's a little bit like sitting on an old tractor where you're operating the pedals and levers and brakes and clutch and things. A little bit like a tractor, really pulled nice and low. It was comfortable. It was a comfortable ride, not overly powerful. I think I'll stick to my old BMW 2006 GS, which I love, but I really enjoyed riding the Harley Davidson. It was a bit like riding a thunderstorm with the sound and the noise and and the vibrations, but really good fun. Final observation I'd make, and this isn't an advertisement, this is just genuine. I hired the Harley Davidson Blackline from Prestige Motorcycles in Dubai. I think it's pretty much the only place you can hire in the UAE. They were brilliant. The bike was totally immaculate. I think it's a 2010 or 11 machine. It's probably done a few miles, but you wouldn't know it. It was in beautiful order, absolutely spick and span. People were very friendly and helpful. And when I returned at the end of the day, everyone was interested in where I've been and what I've found, and just really helpful. So couldn't really recommend them enough, and well done. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the clip. It was a little bit of an adventure. Of course, it was only a day, but it was blimmin' hot. I really enjoyed it. So anyway, bye for now.